Hi folks, it's Tom with Friskified Fitness. Have you ever tried intermittent fasting? Let me know in the comments down below. I've tried intermittent fasting twice, and once it crashed and burned. And the other time it succeeded beyond my wildest dreams. Let's get at it. For those unfamiliar with intermittent fasting or IF, it's a way of restricting your food intake by restricting not what you eat, but when you eat. Now, most of us follow intermittent fasting without even trying because we don't eat in our sleep. And if you do eat in your sleep, no judgment, but you might want to see someone about it. That first meal of the day after you wake up, you break your fast. That's why they call it breakfast. Now, most people start with intermittent fasting by following a 16-8 protocol, meaning they restrict their eating, they fast for 16 hours, and they eat for 8 hours. Now, that's what I did on both of my attempts. There's also the 24 protocol, where you fast for 20 hours and you eat for just 4 hours. And that's pretty hardcore, but there are more hardcore ways to go. For instance, OMAD, or 1 meal a day. And that protocol is exactly what it sounds like. You eat just 1 meal a day, and that's hardcore, yo, but that's not the hardest core. There's also alternate day fasting, where you eat one day, you don't eat the next day, and then you rinse and repeat, so you're only eating every other day. That is hardcore, too hard for me, in fact. So I did the 16-8 protocol on both attempts. Now, my first attempt was a couple years before the pandemic, and I chose my eating window as noon to 8 for social reasons. That way I could eat with my coworkers and also eat with my other half. The challenge, though, was I work out in the morning, and my workouts are done by 6:30 in the morning, and that meant that I had 5.5 hours between the end of my workout to when I started to eat. And what happened was my gym performance went down. And I think it's because I missed out on a couple opportunities for protein synthesis. Now, I also felt bloated all the time. And worse yet, gaining 6 pounds in 3 weeks, which is, by the way, the direct opposite of what I was trying to do. So I pulled the plug on that experiment after 3 weeks, and I figured, okay, it works for other people, just not for me. So this past April, I began a fat loss phase, a cut, and I wound up losing considerable weight. Until about the end of July, beginning of August, I realized my weight had not changed for about 3 weeks. And I needed to do something to shake things up. So I tried intermittent fasting again with a 16-8 protocol. This time I chose my eating window of 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And that allowed me to have a huge breakfast like I like to do right after my workout. And I was eating throughout the morning, early afternoon, and I finished my eating window with a big meal just before 3 o'clock. My coworkers were looking at me like I was crazy, but they know me. First month on my second attempt, I lost 8 pounds of weight. Now, that is pretty startling because normally when you lose 8 pounds in a month, that's at the beginning of a fat loss stage. And this was after I had already started a fat loss stage. So I was pretty amazed by that. My gym performance, it plateaued. I didn't get any better, but hey, at least I didn't get any worse either. That first month worked so well, I decided to do it for a second month. And then I only lost 4 pounds. Now I say only 4 pounds because 4 pounds in a month is pretty good. Normally, you want to lose a pound a week or 1% of your body weight per week, whichever is less. And I had lost 12 pounds in 2 months doing IF. When I finished my fat loss stage, I was at the lowest body weight I had been at since a couple weeks after my last wrestling match in high school, which was 40 years ago. I was pretty happy with that. I was pretty stoked. Now the question is, did I maintain that body weight? No, I did not. I knew that body weight was not going to be sustainable. So I've been gaining, and I've gained about 10 pounds since then. I'm good with that. And I feel strong. My gym performance has gone up. Now, will I do intermittent fasting again? Yes. Yes, I will. Definitely once, probably twice more. The next time I may do it is on my next cut. I'll be entering a cut in a year, 1 year from now, April of next year, because I want to get in the best shape of my adult life. I want to look the best I have since I was a kid, and I'm going to do that. And if I need to use intermittent fasting, you can doggone well better bet I'm going to use it. But when I retire, IF is probably going to be my normal way of eating. And I say that because many studies have shown pretty convincingly that when you eat in a calorie deficit, which intermittent fasting ideally is, that actually helps your health and helps you live longer. And I want to live forever, and not just live forever, but I want to live forever healthy. And so if I use intermittent fasting, and if it helps me live longer, healthier, you can bet I'm going to do it. Again, have you ever done intermittent fasting? Let me know down in the comments below. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, do me a favor and go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate it. Well, that's about it for today. My name's Tom. This is Friskified Fitness. We'll see you next time.